Halloween Megathread 2019. Sexy Halloween 5, Revenge of the Megathread. If you could get the real ass answer to any question or mystery in the world, what would you want to know?
Deleted.
Who is the Zodiac Killer in his complete story? What's in the Vatican's secret library?
Who killed John Benet Ramsey? Also Madeleine McCann. I really don't think those cases will ever be solved and it drives me crazy.
What the hell happened to make my dog terrified of the bed for 3 days last year?
What happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370? Jeff Bezos, what is your login information for your largest bank account?
How do you get yourself out of a bad mood?
I usually put on some of my favorite music and sit in my room, preferably alone. Or I treat myself to some of my favorite food and write a book.
Read a book or take a nap. It doesn't usually put me in a good mood, but it helps reset me out of the bad mood. I bake something, sleep or listen to music beginning from sad until some upbeat. Edit. Thanks so much for all the upvotes, never gotten this far ever.
Go for a walk, listen to music, drinking the blood of my enemies, yoga.
Punch dance it out or read a ton of dad jokes.
What is the most memorable NSFW thing that happened in high school?
2 sophomores got suspended for recording themselves having sex in the distance learning classroom. Some online classes required video cameras for lectures. They used that and recorded a sex tape. The social studies teacher's boobs fell out of her dress on stage in front of the whole school.
A girl got caught sucking dick in the theater room. Twice. Computer teacher opened whitehouse.com on the projector during a follow-along class. This was in the late 90s when that site was porn-based.
Students of Reddit, what was your school's big scandal?
The summer after I graduated, the principal was caught propositioning underage teenage male prostitutes. My history teacher blackmailed the girls who weren't doing so good on his class. He exchanged good grades for nudes. Teacher sent nudes to a kid because the kid pretended to be a different person on a dating website. Teacher left. Kid was expelled.
Turns out my geography teacher was a pedophile with several thousand accounts of child pornography on their computer.
Someone burned down one of our buildings.
After watching the Joe Rogan podcast with Edward Snowden, how do you personally feel about him? Do you think what he did was right or wrong? Should we be awarding whistleblowers like himself?
Whistleblowers are an asset and should be awarded and protected. Some of the highest level crimes have been within government agencies, and without a whistleblower they may have never been exposed.
Loyalty to the country always. Loyalty to the government when it deserves it. Mark Twain. They are the real patriots, in my most humble opinion. I admire the guy. It was a selfless act. He sacrificed his career for the betterment of American citizens. He needs to be pardoned.
He did nothing but tell the truth. What bothers me more is how little Americans cared.
I feel like he got screwed for doing the right thing.
Joe, so how did you get into the NSA? Ed, well, first let's go back to my ancestors on the Mayflower.
Lawyers of Reddit, what were you amazed to discover was legal/illegal when you were still a student?
In Canada, it is illegal to frighten the Queen.
First cousins can get legally married in a lot of states. West Virginia is not one of those states.
In England, paying for sex so long as the prostitute is over 18 and not forced is legal. Everything surrounding prostitution is not. Soliciting in a public place, curb crawling, owning or managing a brothel, pimping and pandering are all crimes.
Adverse possession. Occupy and use someone else's property like your own long enough and it becomes yours. You can even bring a quiet title action to have it titled in your name.
You can't booby trap your own property.
People who tell tall people that they are tall, what other services do you provide?
I like to make sure everyone knows that it's nice out when it's nice out.
I know a guy who offers a careful that's hot after you've melted your esophagus. Asking the cashier if the item's free when it doesn't scan.
One question I have is, how am I supposed to respond when someone tells me I'm tall? I'm 24 years old and I still don't know.
I tell average-looking girls that they just look tired.
You know, smoking's not good for you.
I bet some of them also tell people who have a sunburn that they have a sunburn, in case it has gone unnoticed.
Without saying the title, what's your favorite video game?
I need a weapon.
That's Maboa.
Watch those wrist rockets.
Human leather hat, masterwork.
You must gather your party before venturing forth. Honorable mention, kleptomaniac. This is my favorite store in the Citadel.
A very Christian game where you are sent to deal with the beings that came from hell.